Hello everyone, this is teacher Sara from phuketpals. Welcome to another GED RLA screencast. The topic of this lesson is dangling modifiers. If you find this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. It helps us help more people like you. Alright, so let's dive right in with a reminder of our last lesson, which is about misplaced modifiers. So if you look at this sentence, it makes absolute sense because Tim was walking a dog in shorts. A dog can be in shorts and Tim can be walking a dog who is in shorts. But remember what we discussed about misplaced modifiers. It's that it's not exactly 100% wrong or that it doesn't make sense at all. It's just that it's not exactly what the writer is trying to communicate. Because what the writer is trying to say is that Tim, who was in shorts, was walking a dog, right? So I think that makes more sense. Again, it's not that it's 100% wrong, it's just that this makes more sense this way. Now, we are going to be talking about dangling modifiers. So first, I'm going to read this sentence to you and I want you to pause the video or take a few seconds. I will be quiet for a couple of seconds just so you can figure out what might be missing or what might be wrong in this sentence. Looking out across a cliff, an eagle flew from above. Alright, so if you guessed that it might be confusing because we don't know who is looking out across a cliff, we can assume that the eagle is looking out across a cliff and then it flew from above. But actually, what is being said here is that someone or the speaker or the writer was looking out across a cliff and then an eagle flew from above. Makes more sense that way. So if you're thinking, okay, but what's missing here? What's missing is who is doing the action. So again, if you remember or if you've seen our video about sentence fragments, you'll know that a sentence to be complete needs a subject, a verb, or that it has to make sense. So this checks two of those in that it has a verb, which is looking out. It also makes sense, but it's missing a subject. So although this looks like it's an okay sentence to read, it's actually not a sentence because it's incomplete. It doesn't check all three requirements of a sentence, which is again a subject, a verb that is talking about the subject, and that it has to make 100% sense on its own without relying on another sentence. All right, so first, before we get into our lesson, let's look at important vocabulary that you might have learned before, but I'm going to refresh them for you. All right, so modify. To stand in a syntactically subordinate relation to usually with descriptive, limiting, or particularizing meaning, or to be a modifier. So when something is a modifier, it is describing, clarifying, or giving more detail about a concept. And there are two kinds of those that can do that in the English language's parts of speech, which are adjectives that describe nouns by giving some information about an object's size, shape, age, color, origin, material, or actually even taste. So the other one is an adverb, a part of speech that provides greater description to a verb and also adjectives. How does it do that? So an adverb tells us how a verb is being done. For example, when you say, she walked sleepily, or she walked slowly, she ran quickly. There you go. So most adverbs end with an ly, so that's one of your indicators, except for words like silly, lovely, and lonely. And then it also modifies an adjective in that it makes it even more intense, like when you say very pretty. So you have your adjective, which is pretty, and then you have your adverb, which is very, so it doubles the prettiness. And it also works with the word so it's so pretty, works the same way. And now, what is a dangling modifier before we get into the lesson? So, a dangling modifier is a phrase or clause that either modifies no word in the sentence or refers to the wrong word. Dangling modifiers cause the sentence to lack coherence. Okay, so a dangling modifier, in simple terms, is that either it modifies no word at all in the sentence, it's not describing anything at all, but it's there nonetheless, or that it is modifying the wrong word. So we're going to look at some examples of that. Oopsie, again, another mistake. Dangling participle phrase. If you want to learn about, before getting to that, if you want to learn about what is a participle phrase, a gerund phrase, and all the other phrases that we're going to be seeing in this lesson, please leave a comment below and I will get right into that. So, forgive my PowerPoint errors again, so prone to this happening. Alright, anyway, smoking my cigar, a fire engine came roaring around the corner. Alright, so revision 1. Since it has revision 1 and since you're looking at it on the other side, you're going to see that there isn't one exact or best way to answer or to fix this kinds of sentences. It can be a number of fixes. So here's one. As I was smoking my cigar, a fire engine came roaring around the corner. So here in this sentence, it makes you question who is smoking. Well, it says mine, so that's a clear indicator. But still, you want to be making that clear. So anyone could be smoking your cigar, actually. So smoking my cigar, a fire engine came roaring around the corner. So here it makes it more specific that as I was smoking my cigar, a fire engine came roaring around the corner. Also, the word as is a conjunction that makes this a better dependent clause, and this here is an independent clause. You can find our YouTube video about that as well, also taught by me and most likely with some PowerPoint errors as well. Revision number 2. Smoking my cigar, I saw a fire engine roaring around the corner. So those are 2 ways that you could fix that. Another one is a dangling gerund phrase. After drilling my tooth, my cavity stopped aching. So this is a bit macabre. So, was it you who were drilling your tooth? Or was it me who's drilling my tooth? Or was it somebody who's drilling their tooth? My cavity stopped aching. Kind of weird. So, this makes a lot more sense. Revision 1. After the dentist drilled my tooth, my cavity stopped aching. Or revision 2. After drilling my tooth, my dentist stopped my cavity from aching. So they both make the exact same sense. It's just a variation of how you write it. Both correct, by the way. And dangling infinitive phrase. To become a physician, aptitude and hard work are needed. How do we fix that? Revision. To become a physician, one needs to have aptitude and to work hard. Again, this is not 100% wrong, but this makes a lot more sense because you need a modifier for this sentence, right? Who needs to have aptitude and to work hard? It's not a question about the need, it's about who needs it. So one or whoever. A dangling elliptical clause. When fishing, my hook is always baited. Revision 1. When fishing, I always bait my hook. Because who is doing the baiting? It is I or you or someone who fishes. That's not me. Revision 2. When I am fishing, my hook is always baited. Alright, now let's get into some practice. Of course, you can leave some comments below for your answers. We're happy to hear from you and we'll try to answer you as much as possible. And here we go. So, you can pause this video if you want to, you can write it down, you can look at it, you can take a screenshot, do whatever you want, and try to answer it as best as you can. Again, there isn't just one absolute or 100% answer. We're not trying to be the expert in this, we're trying to be an expert in tackling dangling modifiers. So, after centuries of lying on the ocean floor, the treasure hunters found the Spanish galleon. And here's our take on that. The treasure hunters found the Spanish galleon after it lay for centuries on the ocean floor. Watching carefully for hours, the flock of butterflies never arrived. While I watched carefully for hours, the flock of butterflies never arrived. Guess who was doing the action? And when was this happening? While I watched carefully for hours, the flock of butterflies never arrived. Thirsty, the glass of water was swallowed in one gulp. One gulp. Who was thirsty and who swallowed the water in one gulp? He was so thirsty that he swallowed the glass of water in one gulp. Of course, this works with she, works with they, works with we, works with I. So again, not just one answer. There isn't a standard answer for this. It has to be known who is doing the action. Driving down the street, the park came into view. As we were driving down the street, the park came into view. Resolving to study more, the textbook seemed more interesting. The textbook seemed more interesting after I resolved to study more. And there you have it. Thank you once again for being with us here today. So that's all from me, Teacher Sara from phuketpals. Have a good day, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And also, if you want to get notifications for every time we upload anything related to the GED exam, hit the bell button, and you are going to be notified every time we have something new. All right, thank you so much, and we hope to see you again next time.